The wind and the sun. One day, high up in the sky, the wind and the sun were having a friendly argument about who was stronger. The wind, puffing up with pride, declared, "I'm the strongest. I can blow away anything, bend trees, and create mighty storms." The sun smiled gently and replied, "But I have my own kind of strength. I can make everything bright and warm." They decided to settle the argument with a challenge. Whoever could make a man walking along the road below take off his coat would be the winner. The wind went first. Taking a deep breath, with all its might, the wind blew fiercely, howling through the trees. The wind howled and roared, bending the trees and swirling dust everywhere. The man, feeling the cold wind, clutched his coat tighter around him. The harder the wind blew, the more the man pulled his coat close, wrapping it tightly to stay warm. Frustrated and out of breath, the wind gave up and sighed. "Fine, sun. Let's see how you'll do it." The sun beamed down gently, spreading its warm rays over the man. The soft sunlight spread across the road, gently touching everything. The man stopped, looked up at the sky, and smiled. Feeling warm, he unbuttoned his coat, took it off, and slung it over his shoulder. The sun turned to the wind and said kindly, "See, my friend, strength isn't always about force. Sometimes gentleness wins the day." The wind nodded, admitting defeat, and admired the sun's wisdom and patience. And that's all for this story. Moral of the story: kindness and warmth are often more powerful than force and aggression. Vocabulary. 1. High up. Example. Adv. The bird is flying high up in the sky. Adj. The tree has some fruits growing on the high up branches. 2. Sky dot. Example. I love watching the stars in the sky at night. 3. Wind. Example. I love feeling the wind on my face when I go for a walk. 4. Sun dot. Example. The sun is shining brightly in the sky today. 5. Friendly argument. Example. They had a friendly argument about the best way to solve the problem. 6. Stronger. Example. She became stronger after months of training. 7. Puffing up with pride. Example. He was puffing up with pride after receiving the award. 8. Declared. Example. The president declared a national holiday to celebrate the victory. 9. Blow away. Example. The strong wind blew away all the leaves from the ground. 10. Bend trees. Uon kong ke. Example. The strong wind bent the trees along the coast. 11. Mighty storms. Example. The mighty storms caused a lot of damage to the buildings. 12. Smiled gently. Example. She smiled gently at the children playing in the park. 13. Kind of strength. Example. His kind of strength is not physical, but mental and emotional. 14. Bright. Example. The bright stars lit up the night sky. 15. Warm mon. Example. The warm sunlight made the day feel comfortable. Warmth. Example. The warmth of the fire made the room cozy. 16. Settle the argument. Example. They finally settled the argument by agreeing on a compromise. 17. Challenge. Example. Climbing the mountain was a real challenge for the team. 18. Whoever. Example. Whoever finishes the race first will win a prize. 19. Walking along. Example. She was walking along the beach, enjoying the sound of the waves. 20. Road below. Example. From the hilltop, we could see the road below, winding through the valley. 21. Take off. Example, she took off her jacket because it was too warm inside. 22. Winner. Example, the winner of the race received a gold medal. 23. Taking a deep breath. Example, before speaking, she paused, taking a deep breath to calm herself. 24. With all its might. Voitat kasuk man kua min. Example, the storm came with all its might, causing severe damage to the town. 25. Blew fiercely. Example, the wind blew fiercely, knocking down trees and power lines. 26. Howling through the trees. Example, the wind was howling through the trees, creating an eerie sound in the night. 27. Roared. Example, the lion roared loudly as it entered the clearing. 28. Swirling dust. Example, the wind created swirling dust in the empty street. 29. Clutch. Example, he clutched his coat tightly as the cold wind blew. 30. Tighter. Example, she pulled the rope tighter to secure the load. 31. Pull. Example, he pulled his coat close to protect himself from the cold wind. 32. Wrapping it tightly. Example, she was wrapping it tightly to keep the gift secure. 33. Stay warm. Example, make sure to stay warm during the winter months. 34. Frustrated. Example, he felt frustrated when he couldn't solve the problem. 35. Out of breath. Example, after running up the stairs, she was out of breath and needed to rest. 36. Gave up. Example, after many attempts, he finally gave up trying to fix the old car. 37. Sighed. Example, she sighed in relief after hearing the good news. 38. Beamed down gently. Example, the morning sun beamed down gently on the flowers, making them sparkle. 39. Spreading its warm rays. Example, the sun was spreading its warm rays across the meadow, bringing everything to life. 40. Soft sunlight. Example, the soft sunlight filtered through the trees, creating a peaceful atmosphere. 41. Touched everything. Example, the warm breeze touched everything, making the flowers sway gently. 42. Unbuttoned his coat. Example, he unbuttoned his coat as he entered the warm room. 43. Slung it over his shoulder. Example, he slung it over his shoulder and walked out the door. 44. Turn to Dutchen. Example, she turned to her friend for advice when she was feeling uncertain. 45. Kindly. Example, she kindly offered to help me with my homework. 46. Strength isn't always about force. Example, strength isn't always about force. Sometimes it's about patience and understanding. 47. Gentleness. Example, her gentleness made her the perfect person to take care of the children. 48. Wins the day. Example, in the end, teamwork wins the day, and they completed the project successfully. 49. Admitting defeat. Example, after a long struggle, he finally admitted defeat and accepted the outcome. 50. Admired. Example, she admired his determination and hard work. 51. Wisdom. Example, his wisdom helped guide the team through difficult times. 52. Patience. Example, it takes a lot of patience to teach young children how to read. 53. Aggression. Example, his aggression on the field was evident, but he always played fairly. Thanks for your watching and listening. Have a nice day.